SSR Race 1 Season 16, and we have a crashed car here already. Not sure who this is, because the names are cut off, but it is in the middle sector, which is a start, so FIA are already on that to move him out the way. As we can see, it is a wet track for this session so far. So we'll see if anything comes from this. No red flags needed, as we see the fastest lap currently is a 1:12.1, a 1:27.1 even. Don't know where a 1:12 came from, I'm thinking of earlier in the day. And practice 1. As it stands though, quite a few people out on the track on the inters or the wets. We see a Ferrari here just in the pit lane, switching to inters. Very loud, the changing system here. Here we have a Ray-Ban, Shell and Sectra sponsored Lotus. Along with Mission Willow and a few others. Through the middle sector we go, on board with this, or actually yeah. Nope. Fixed cameras with this onboard driver. Zooming is a bit weird, I am fully aware. The middle sector we're done with now, number 40, as we see the game having a bit of a lag spike. Towards the final chicane, there's a yellow flag out in the first sector. Not quite sure who, what, where, why and how, and we have a red flag out for a crash somewhere in the lap. So I'm not quite sure what has happened. Ah, it's Tech Pro incident, so Tech Pro has become loose. I'm not sure if that means the green flag is back out or not, but no, it's not. That was a timing system error, so we're gonna just quickly follow around here. We do see someone has hit the wall quite hard, so we'll lend a hand here. I think that means we're going to have a prolonged red flag for rain to clear up on this wet track surface. Tech Pro does appear to be fixed for now. So as we can see, the track is very wet. We can see the last few drivers coming towards the main pit area now. So I think the FIA may just be red flagging until the track becomes a bit more dry. If that is the case, then it would be a very nice thing. Yeah, red flag. We may need to cut to an advert break until the session is back underway, which would be nice, I say, as a bit of a joke. Yes, green flag is back, so the track is fixed. Everyone is going to be coming back out on track. The fastest lap is a 1:20, so pace is still to be found for some people. You see people doing a practice start. Unfortunately, the practice start grid box isn't properly there, but it's okay for now. So we do see almost everyone coming out into the track now. Tech Pro, they've been removed in certain places. We see someone sideswipe it. No major dramas there. We've got Porsches, Renaults, all sorts out on the track here. We're going to watch Eagle. Manor was brought up earlier in the weekend due to a main driver getting penalized for a severe issue. But yeah. Now it's a tiny bit of a waiting game as we wait for people to try and get their fastest laps. Don't know why I said lapped. The fatigue's hitting me now. It's lovely. Anyway, continuing on with the session. Little small incidents coming shortly. We won't be seeing Hyundai for the rest of the weekend or the rest of the season as they have been excluded. Team dissolution due to issues within the league, which we will not be getting into. But as it stands, we have quite a mixed up grid. Some without a lap. Eagle we're watching here, he's on, tends to be quite a good qualifier, or from what we've seen so far. Trying not to get any of those risky corner cuts around this track. As we know, it's not exactly the cleanest of corner cuts for this track, however, it is good for now. I think we've had a crash somewhere on the lap. I'm not too sure. I guess not. For now at least. You see one of the Koenigsegg drivers here, Vendor Duchy. He's missed one or two of the sessions so far. However, he is going to try and make a very, very good improvement. Into turn one we go, braking really early because it's a wet track. Nubby General. We see, however, a lot of cars very close together, really, compared to other sessions where it's normally about a 50-second gap between first and last. A few drivers unable to set a valid lap, but as it stands, Nubby goes to fourth fastest in that session. In this session so far. I don't know why I said that session. Oh, and there's a crash from the Koenigsegg. He's lost a tyre. Going down the back straightaway into Sector 3. I think that is him done for the session. He's not in the middle of the track, but it is in a dangerous position, so I think it would be down to the rest of the FIA's decision on this. I think the switchover point to inters is happening about now, but he just lost the rear, tapped the wall and his tyre came flying off. We see it there. He's out the vehicle and he's done, but we are continuing on with the session. We see Eagle here in the pit lane for a new set of inters. He's going to try test the inters on this mixed conditions wet circuit. Yeah, Eagle here. On the intermediates, we're going to see if they last. If they don't, then we'll know inters are not the way to go. It is wet. Oh, and there is someone in the wall. It's the other Porsche making contact with the barrier. He's back going again, luckily, but may have some underlying damage to his floor, etc., etc. if we can get any major improvements here from Eagle, the man who replaced the Scottish, who is serving a season ban for in-server issues. We're going to see it here today. Will he be able to get the fastest lap out of this session? If he can, then we'll see if it pays off. If he can't, then we'll see. But he's starting his push lap now. Down in towards turn 1 we go. Apparently someone is upside down in turn 1. Red flag's out. Roman is upside down out of the session. So the red flag is shown for a car upside down in turn 1. See it here, he's out the car, but we see the tow truck here now trying to remove this vehicle. All the tires are off the vehicle at the moment, so that's Roman out of the session for now. So, I mean, at the session for now, he's just out the session. So we won't see any more from him. See here though, Ginger is currently on pole by a second, or provisional pole for a second. Not sure how the second part is going to work. However, we've got this car being towed onto the tow truck. We see it here. Yes, Roman's out. Actually got in the car. Anyway, don't worry Roman, there's still tomorrow. I'm sure he normally does quite well in the race compared to the qualifyings, so that is a very, very, very destroyed car. Don't know why the tow truck's going that way. They could drive backwards. Just saying. They do. They go to the nearest available marshal post. If it's behind them, they do that. I should know, I've been to a race. More drivers are slowly starting to join. Yeah, Max joined earlier though, just like right now. I got the notification. Yeah, red flags would be a lot shorter if you followed real life. Just saying. Ain't important for this session, but hey ho. Ah yes, P3. No one closed the pit lane. Very smart of us. This is the reason I said they should just pull the tow truck off at the nearest available marshal post. Stops it from getting stuck. Don't know where it is stuck, but well, we can't if there's a bloody tow truck stuck in the track. yeah, probably the best thing. I'm sure at some point shortly we will get notifications from the FIA. There we go. FIA go green. Session is resumed. We've had 14 drivers enter the session so far. Gonna watch Igor here. He's gonna try get a lap in. If he can't, then he could be stuck for second at the moment. Somewhere else, and that could be better. A lot of people cutting the corners, bit of V lag, but that's absolutely understandable. Several cars in the group here, one of them running wide, sliding into the gravel. But we do see it here. Eagle's going to try to give himself a bit of space to try to set his lap, but yeah. Eagle on his push lap now through turn 1-2, the very fast chicane. Keeps it just as deep as he needs to. Now a long run up in towards the sharp 90-degree turn 3. Does he do it correctly? He runs over the curb into turn 4. Slightly weary on the exit as it's a raised curb. Flat for 5. And there's Tech Pro on the track. So there's a yellow out in sector 1. Eagle's aborted his lap. Eagle has aborted due to the fact he has had hit some Tech Pro through turn 5. And it's been cleared up, so he's going to try again to set another fast lap. He's going to have 2 slow laps, but there's apparently been there has been a flip in the 3rd sector. I wasn't paying attention there. It's the Brabham of YOLO who's upside down in turn 3 in the gravel. That should need a tow truck. We're probably going to get a red flag from this, I would assume, due to the fact there is a car deep in the gravel and upside down. Okay, never mind. We just yellow flag it. Anyway, we continue on with the sessions. Several cars still in with the chance. We see the teammate of Eagle here. Not sure why that happened there. Just ignore the checkered flag. Yellow's out in the first sector, unsure as to what has happened there. I'm sure we will to see shortly. There is a piece of, I assume there was some Tech Pro moved. We see here the Ferrari of Nubby trying to set his push laps. So I think he is on a push. He may have had to abandon, and he's lost the rear on the wet stuff, on the tarmac. Losing the rear again. Believe a Koenigsegg has had an issue somewhere on the lap. Yeah, there's a Koenigsegg without a tire in the first sector. Sector 1, sorry. There is a Koenigsegg without a tyre in the first sector, and there's a red flag for it. I think it's for this. It could be for another issue. Okay, apparently it's been fixed, which it hasn't. No, red flag. We see it here, a red flag currently for that stricken car of Zero, the Koenigsegg, in the barriers. So for now, nothing much will happen in the next few minutes, so we'll just wait for this red flag. So yeah, everyone's now in the pit lane apart from that stricken car of Zero. Q1 will not resume on that bombshell. So if we just quickly look at the times, we see the bottom four, I think it's the bottom four, someone correct me on that, are out. Is it the bottom four, or I'm going to wait for FIA confirmation? Love it when the timing board does this. Okay, I don't know who they are. Apparently 4 people died. If I could be told who they were, that would be nice. Roman and... Okay, there we go. So there we go. So everyone that was just listed is pretty much in, bar Shady got in by the skin of his teeth as well. He was not able to set a valid time. But on that note, I think it's ad break time. If this would load faster.
Let's go. Are you ready? Slice Oh, what a race!
Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Hello? I know my lashes look amazing.
Look at that! Oh my goodness, this is fantastic! Did they both go off?
I'm a huge Formula One fan, like a crazy Formula One fan. And I have, scored lots of films. I've done, Iron Man 3 and the Fast and Furious movies and Avengers, and Age of Ultron and movies like that. I always found that when I'm doing a movie, for instance, it's the script. I know what's going to happen. There's anticipation of knowing how usually movies go. In sports, there's none of that. It's a complete mystery. And in Formula One, you never know if your engine's going to blow, or your pit crew is going to do something that throws off your strategy, if it's going to rain. There's no comparison to the real-life drama that happens in sports in general, but Formula One in particular. I mean, I can't wait to, watch the race and hear the music with it. It's going to be a very proud moment for me, and something that I will always remember. I feel like this is the thing that they will say at the end for me, the Formula One theme writer. I'm hoping.
So, with the advert break finally over, it's time for qualifying to almost resume fully. So, There we go. Qualifying will start in 3 minutes. And in that 3 minutes, we'll just take a moment to have a gander at what's going on in the pit lane area. So we know 4 people aren't continuing. Those are the 4 people that have crashed out of the session. And because of this, they will not be continuing. Obviously, they've crashed. We see the secondary Brabham. I think this. No, it's the Ford EcoBoost. My bad. Of Yuri. Here, just putting on a new set of wets. Here we pass Jumbo Racing. They've had quite a good session. Here's the defunct Hyundai team. They will not be continuing in this qualifying. Pedro there with Mercedes. Hayden in the Audi Motorsports, as well as Noble. These two sharing a pit lane. Then we've got the 2 Ferraris of Max Ofler and then Nubby for real. Continuing with Eagle and Offended Dutchy for the Porsche team. Sorry, my bad, that was Lotus earlier, not Jumbo. None of the Jumbo drivers are here right now, so they will not be continuing. Roman is one of the 4 drivers who retired earlier from the session. Continuing on, no one left racing for Brabham, and the 2 Koenigsegg drivers retired the session early. So it's a shame for all of those teams with no running drivers at the moment. But it's completely fine for everyone else because it means they're all through. A few drivers didn't set a valid time and still got through, so it's fine. We just wait for the green light at the end of the pit lane so that way we can restart and hopefully have a bit of a cleaner session compared to the previous one. During the wait, we shall see if anything at all comes out penalty wise, etc, etc, but I don't think it will. Track conditions will change within the qualifying session, so could we see very fast times coming in towards the very end. So a few drivers there already out on the track. We see the V card here of Ginger. He temporarily topped the timing sessions already, and someone has already spun on pit lane exit. I think it is too wet for some. I think they've actually broken their car there. It's one of the Audis. Yes, they have. It's the Audi of Hayden, who's destroyed his front right tire. We see it here though. Hayden out of the qualifying session before it's already properly started. So I guarantee we're not going to see a very, very happy Audi driver afterwards. Anyway, the V-Cup driver here setting up an early hot lap, or an early start to a hot lap, getting it ready before the final sector, which is really what you need to do around Australia, because for some reason Australia is one of those power-hungry tracks. But we see it here, starting early before the Fast S. Yellow's in the 3rd sector already. Not sure what that's for. But we see he's abandoned his hot lap clearly. Doesn't feel that was good. 3 sets of different approaches to things very shortly. I think we'll get some very fast lap times in. But for now we see Eagle here trying to set the improvement, trying to get a very good lap in. All the Tech Pro should have been replaced. I'm not sure if it has or not, but we'll see if someone doesn't make a moment. There's someone up ahead who has, in fact, made a moment. But we'll see. Porsche of Eagle, fastest man for the moment, or for the last few sessions that he's driven in. believe we do have a replay of one of the several incidents we've had so far. So yeah, we're gonna just wait and see. Does Eagle decide to go on another push lap, because he set a 1:33, 9 seconds slower than the fastest time so far. Hayden was in that top 10, retired early. He is going on a hot lap. Nice through the first two corners. Yellow flags out in the first sector, so I'm sure he may be impeded by this. I'm not sure why the yellow flags are out. We're green again, so I think it may have been Tech Pro on the track, which would have caused this issue. Not sure if we've had any retirements as of yet. I've not seen anything major. Yellow's in the third sector now, probably because of all this rain triggering people to crash. There's a crash definitely there in the middle sector. We'll pan to that after this hot lap, but for now there is nothing much he can do. Almost roll it. He's abandoned his hot lap, so I think now's as good a time as any to just go and fly up and around. Oh, fuck, where did I go? Red flag is out now. Not sure why this is, but did not mean to drop those beetles. I'll find them in a moment. After we find out why we have this red flag. And I think it may have something to do with some Tech Pro on the track. On the whole lap, I don't see what has happened. Could it be in turn 1? Oh yes it is. Track hazard turn 1 too. It's one of the Ferraris. It's the teammate. So where did those beetles go? Appears I've fallen under the map. I've actually just lost them. Oh, there they are. Haha! Bugger. I hate trying to use fly, man. Sucks. There! Got them. Right. Am I stuck? Yeah. Okay. Am I? Just gonna move this back for a second and then I'll move it back afterwards. So am I clear? Just gonna do that so I can walk out the edge. Walk out the back and come around. Yeah, I'm clear. Yeah, okay, I'm good. Back to everyone everywhere. So far in this session, red flag timer is still going. I'm sure they've cleared it, which no they haven't. So Ferrari is still upside down. on the back secondary straight. I don't know what to call it. There's too many straights at Australia now. 12 minutes remaining, so the drivers will get 12 minutes back of the session. They're trying to pull the Ferrari out the way. Might have a better job of trying to flip it over. So we'll just wait to see if they are able to fix this Ferrari issue. It's taking a laughable amount of time, but hey ho. Oh, that worked. Who would know flinging the Ferrari works? So we're just going to wait for this Ferrari to get on the flat, but I'm sure they'll pull it in that marshal post on the left hand side there to save a lot of time, because it's a pretty lengthy red flag already. Which is indeed what they are doing. They are following my idea for once. See the Ferrari being fully moved off the track. Think we're going to go green flag in just a moment, which we do. So we go green at Australia. Anyway, all the cars are starting to go out on their pushes. I hope for the final time for that red flag. So another car brushes the Tech Pro in the first sector. I'm not sure, he's dragging some along with him. So that Mercedes is going to have to stop at some point to let that Tech Pro go, if he is still pulling it, which I think he may be. I do kill myself by flying into the map. Lovely. Where is he? Wait, I don't think that Tech Pro did get dislodged. There's a car making a very loud whining noise over here. It's a Porsche that's been here the whole time making that noise. Finally! That noise has stopped. You see the Porsche here, Beagle. Not the fastest man in the world, but anyway, watching Eagle here, he's going to continue on his push. We're going to wait to see if he can, or if he can't improve. 8.5 minutes left of the session. He's going to go slow to then restart his push. You see quite a full set of drivers here. Yellow flags in 2 sectors, not sure what that entails. Could have just been a misclick. Oh, and there's a car upside down. Red flag. Wow. Who would have guessed? and the green flag is waved again. So we continue on with the qualifying session. I'm not sure how many DNFs there has been. I'm sure I'll be told at some point somewhere, hopefully in the Discord, how many DNFs we've had and who, so we can see who is and isn't out of the session. We see here the Lotus driver of Tret trying to do his push lap here. We're going to see if he's able to do anything exceptionally good in this session. If he's able to, we could see him have a very good session. He's already P4, so we could continue up that path of having very fast lap times to maybe get a top 3 time as there's a V-carb in the background going wide. So I'm not sure what has caused that issue, but I'm sure we'll find out at some point soon. Just over 5 minutes to go with the session now, so not long until we get to see who's going to be the all-important pole-sitting driver. We see Aosta here, Tret, the man in Lotus, trying to make a real good improvement on things. Goes wide twice in 2 corners. Pretty sure that's just to maximize lap times. Yellow's out in sector 1, not sure what that's in aid of, but I'm sure we'll be able to see soon. I think there may have just been a nudge on the Tech Pro, but Tret, I think, is improving on his lap. As we can see, the FIA telling everyone to learn to drive. Because for some reason that's not a main thing in this league. No one properly knows how to drive in the top tiers. But across the line we go, yellow flag's out. Does he improve? He improves to 2nd! Just 8/10 short. We see yellow in sector 2. That could be a car in the wall, or that could be Tech Pro somewhere. I'm sure we'll be able to see as we watch Aosta here come through the middle sector. Tech Pro knockage just entering the middle sector. As you see, the track is starting to dry up. Why am I over here? What? Okay, I think we're gonna just station ourselves down near turn 1-2. So we'll be able to watch and see people come through here. See Mercedes go through very fast there. Sure, we'll get some more drivers come through in a second. I'm going to try find there you go, dry track conditions. I think we should go down to the pit lane now. See what's going on down there, if anything. There's an Audi in the pits, I'm sure, for a new set of tyres as we enter 2 minutes to go of the session. Gonna grab on the Mercedes, who's on the Hyper softs, I think it is. It's either the Super or the Hyper. Mercedes goes wide through the third section of the lap, towards the very end, fourth from last corner. So, not too sure if this lap will improve for him or not. But he's going to have one last push on this lovely drying, I think fully dry now track. Sure, that'll be fixed between the two sessions. We're going to stay with the Mercedes for the final part of qualifying. The final laps. And he spins. I was just letting the hot lap go at its pace of the lovely sounding tunes, but he ended up having a moment spinning the rears and spinning out. Massive corner cut there. Great for the live stream to see. I think he's trying frantically to get one last lap in. Nubby, for some reason, goes super fast. I think it's because the track is now fully dry where he goes super fast, but he's done. We're going to watch Eagle here. He's on a push. Quickly bring up the sector times. Is Eagle improving? No. He's aborted his lap with a CC. He's complaining about CCs. This Lotus across the line. Second fastest for Aosta. Almost flipping as well as we tab back to him. Gonna watch this Audi here as they back out, I believe. So that is Q2, I believe, over and done with. So a real mix of lap times there. I'm sure we'll be getting some more information when the next qualifying session part starts. That'll be in just a moment. So we'll tab to an advert break.
I'm a huge Formula One fan.
And we are back and waiting to start Q3. So I'm sure in just a moment the FIA will say green flag, I hope. So just waiting on the FIA to start the session. We have, what is it, 6 drivers left in the session. The green flag is shown, the green flag is waved. So 3 drivers immediately coming out on track, one of them being one of the fastest drivers from that session, Aosta and Yuri. Just to wait for everyone to get ready and come out on track. Ginger joins them on the track. Hayden as well. Hayden, a driver who's had quite a very quiet session here. So we see here Aosta getting ready to set his fastest lap on the Hypersofts. Main flat out down the main straight, and he's struck a flip point. So the red flag's out already. Aosta, the man who was going quite strong through that session, strikes the floor, flips. Rear tyre comes flying off. That's the end of all we see of him for the session. 23 car maybe looked at the stewards after the session for not adhering to reds, because he appears to be going quite fast. Commander as well is out. He's binned it at turn 6. His tyre's off. So we've got 2 cars out of Q3. I don't think anyone realized that he was out, but I'm sure it'll be based off who's improving on their laps. So while we wait for this red flag to finish, sure. sure this red flag will be sorted out quite quickly. If it doesn't, then I don't know what could happen, but it does look like quite an easy fix to get rid of these two cars. Green flag is back out. So we're gonna see if anyone and so Mercedes is back out on track. See the Mercedes here, the number 23, Ginger, currently fastest man on track. Will he be able to set another stonking lap? See his hot lap here. He's halfway done. Continue to watch this lap until the very end. I feel he's going to improve even more. See him here through turn one. He does get beaten out by Jury. So everyone going quite slowly now to try and get the most out of their laps. I don't think this will give anyone a major advantage, but yeah, there we go. FIA made a mistake there, so Hayden's time will not be counted or validated. He took himself out earlier and the FIA decided he was allowed back in, and then they realised he shouldn't have been back in because he caused the crash instead of the track causing the crash. So that has led to a bit of discussion in the FIA room, I believe. So we see the Brabham here. Sorry, the Ford EcoBoost of Jury here. They're very similar color schemes, which is why I keep getting them confused. Out on a push lap, Yuri, the fastest man, he's going to try make his gap to pole even greater. So, yeah. So he did abandon that hot lap, but we will see here if he's able to improve his time even greater this lap. So we'll see. Through turn 1 we go. Through turn 2, very clean, very central with the lap. Down the straightaway towards turn 3. FIA having a deep discussion through 3, 4 and 5 here, this awkward chicane. On the exit, just missing the Tech Pro. Into turn 6 we go, around 7 the fast curve. A long right hand corner of 8 into a long and fast turn 9 into a turn 10. Complete switch up on the track. And then a bit of heavy braking for 11 and 12. Try and stay as close as you can, and he's abandoned it. Was impeded by that car ahead. Not sure who it is. It's Hayden there impeding. So Yuri's going to try yet again to get another fastest lap in. Will he be able to claim his first pole position in SSR? So through turn 4, 5 and 6, 3, 4 and 5 we go. Game's starting to lag a bit, not sure to what reason. Through 6 we go, quite wide on the exit. He's continuing. 7 into 8 and 9 and 10. Then we're going to go heavily braking for turn 11 here. Again, a very fast left-hander. Into 11, 12 even, no cars here. It's going to be a very heavy braking into turn 13 here, a very sharp 90-degree corner. Then down into 14, then 15, 16, and then around to 17 to end the lap. Oh, sorry, into 15 to end the lap. I was a corner ahead of myself there. Can Yuri improve his time? Across the line, no he doesn't. See Nubby back in the pit lane here. We now also see the Mercedes here of Ginger trying to improve. He does improve ahead of Hayden. So we see the Mercedes trying to improve. He just backs out ahead of Yuri. So I think that may have caused him a bit of an issue there. So we see here he's going to try to do an even better push lap on this time around. Into 5 we go. And then to 6 and 7. Slight cut on the entrance there. There's 7, we will allow it. Into 8 and 9. Round turn 10 here. Then it's a heavy braking zone for turn 11. He takes the entrance flat, just goes wide. Through 12. Keeps it on the track. Just. I think it is still valid. Then into 13 we go. Round for 14. Then in through 15 and into 16. I probably completely messed up the corner names and or numbers. But across the line we go. Does he improve? Yes, he does! Ginger takes the provisional pole away from Yuri. Is Yuri going to be able to beat it? It is 200ths, it's 100th between the two. It's as close as you like pole for round 1 of the season. I think he's just backing out there. Because he knows he's improved. I think he's just catching up on the ERS that he spent on that lap. He will be able to do one final lap. I believe he'll be able to do one final lap. The Q3 is almost over. Could we see a first time pole position from Ginger here? News from the FIA, Hayden's lap will be invalidated, so he will not be starting 3rd place. So he will be demoted down. But at the moment, I think Ginger is going to sit on that pole position. Qualifying is over. There's the Ferrari going slowly, and there is Yuri saying Tech Pro ruined his final push lap. Are we going to see any improvements from Ginger? We don't see any improvements, but I do believe he is on pole for the first race of the season. Did anyone no one was able to improve on that final lap, so he takes pole.